Which is normal. That's one of the reasons why, by the way, it's important to listen to your recording before you go to sleep at night, because you do use it.
I wouldn't listen to that recording. I wouldn't from that, especially the first 16 bars or so.
That song was terrible.
Yeah, it
was terrible. You guys are heavy down on yourselves.
Hey,
it's
late. We've worked hard, guys, but you sound great.
It's all good, but yes, you're right. You lost some
It was a
stuff.
bad start.
It'll get better.
It will get better. Yeah.
There was more energy in the performance tonight than we had in the 3 or 4 previous performances.
Is that pretty? You guys kind of agree with that? Wow, that's pretty cool then. Yeah.
This is not anything that you taught tonight, but it's something that we've been told before, and I actually did it for the first time for all 5 songs, I think, which was not the director.
Yes.
Because if we look at the director, it looks like you're looking at the director, so I spent all 5 songs just looking over his shoulder and singing to somebody over there. And I thought I was way more into the song because the director.
I've never seen you perform as much as you have tonight. I've been watching you.
I'd say this to everybody. Don't look at the director, because then you're focusing, you're thinking of the director, you're watching and everything, and it looks like it. Once you put that aside and look over there and sing to somebody, it's a totally different world.
Yeah, you usually look through the director. The director is in front of you, but you have an image either over them or behind them.
Don't get your eyes too far away from the director.
I just went right over the shoulder, which I can still see you.
I'm glad that you said so, because I did want to say that it was just so impressive to see where I've never seen you perform like that, and it would be great if I saw lots of people in the course do the same thing.
Is that only, you're only saying that because what he talked about, isn't that no?
No, I haven't heard pieces of that actually, which is probably good. Anybody else want to say anything about?
Kari, I thought you were looking at me. I want to stand behind you next time.
Oh, no, you should. Everybody stand next to him and you can get a little glow. So what else do you guys want to remark upon about your performance just now?
Well, I think the more we sing in the ensemble, the better we get, as long as we can bring the energy to the performance each time. Because hallelujah, I mean, we haven't done that as an ensemble very often at all. It's an awfully tough song.
Well, you know, it's funny because I'm glad you said that.
Charlie probably kill me for having the guys sing it, because
For which one, Carly?
there hasn't been enough guys qualified on this.
Well, gosh,
only 25 qualified, so.
But I thought that today you had a very spectacular moment on that. So I'm glad that you guys sang tonight, because you did a great job. And it will fall off, and next week it will have its moment and it will go away. That's part of it. But I want to touch on what you said, because I think that that's really the key here, is that you said something about energy. And really, there's I've been in a lot of courses from B plus and A minus. And so I've been a member on the risers, feeling what that feels like. And in the B plus place, it feels like when you're trying to get energy, it's like you're dredging it up. It's like you're pulling up these big rocks from the ground. It's like, all right, I just got to get through this song and this phrase, and I hate this part, and that's the kind of sensation. And when you sing A level, it's almost as though you've thrown away any opinions about the energy, and you just act with it. So the minute that you're on the risers ready to sing, if you look at an A level chorus, this is what it looks like. All right, it's movement and energy, even though they're not always singing. From the first second, when they take that first breath, can you see that what I would do next would be exciting no matter what? And at the B plus level, we make a decision to go somewhere like this. Do you see the difference? It's that same thing with the maturity of the chorus. Now, when you get to that place where you're here, this is so much easier. This never is ever. This is just, and now we sing it. Just okay? And it happens between the songs as well. And right now, the choices I'm seeing you as a group make is that when you finish off a song, you're actually taking your energy down a notch. And I can see 1,000 thoughts go over your face when that happens. Who knows what they are? There's a study that's really important to us that we need to know as performers. And that's about, and Charlie may have told you this before, but it's about the fact that we have mirror neurons inside of us, and we register when somebody has even a fleeting moment across their face. As an observer, we register like that, and it fires a similar neuron inside of us. They did a study where there was a woman in the middle of the room crying, and they observed what happened inside of people's brains when they observed this woman crying. Okay, so they're watching these people watch her, and what happens is that when you witness somebody experiencing emotion, your body produces the same chemicals that's going through them at that moment. Now, as singers, this is important for a couple of reasons. One is that if we ever let up on energy, if we ever let up on our commitment to the story, what happens to our audience?
They give up.
They clue in instantly, right? They give up on us, they say, oh, they didn't really mean it. Okay, you're taking your audience to a very open place. You're taking them to the edge of a cliff and you're saying, this is an emotional moment. Come along with me and experience this with me. This is risky. I want you to experience this emotional flow. And now I want you to just gently go over and I'm going to see it fall all the way down. Okay? But if you get them all the way to the cliff and you go, guess what they're going to do? They're going to do the same thing. Oh, that's scary. I'm not going there. The whole point of what we're doing is moving people. Okay? So that's huge for us. Now, this application is that when you are in the middle of a song, or you finish your song, you're in between songs. If you do this, what is your audience doing?
Totally.
Yeah.
Tune up.
Yeah, and then the secondary application of this is what I'm noticing overall in the songs is that your commitment as a chorus to the story is intermittent, both individually and as a chorus throughout the song. So sometimes I'm noticing you're thinking about other things. And it isn't about left brain, right brain. We can combine these things together. We have a corpus callosum that allows us to flow information back and forth. But what I'm going to give you an example so that you understand this concept. And this is something we're going to work on a lot in 2 weeks, okay? I'm going to sing a song, or just a piece of a song for you, and I want you to watch the way I'm singing you sing that song. Okay, I'm singing very well. By on bonny banks and by on bonny brae, near the steep, steep sides of the Lone Gun. It's pretty well produced. I have to knock to it, but generally well produced with a nice thing to listen to. Did you feel emotionally moved?
No.
It was nice enough that
You weren't emotionally into it.
Right, now I want you to pay attention with more than just your eyes. I want you to feel what also is happening now. By on bonny banks and by on bonny brae, near the steep, steep sides of the Lone Gun, where deep and purple hue the highland fills me view, and the moon coming out in the gloaming. So was there a difference? Hopefully, it wasn't consistent. My voice isn't there tonight. Does it matter?
It's your face.
So what, and it isn't just that.
That was your physical.
So what is it?
Your physical attitude. It was your attitude towards the words you were singing. I could see it on your face what you were singing, and I felt it. I went with you. Yeah, your eyes. I went with you on the journey.
Right. So there's something.
I can see that you were living in this place.
Yeah.
You can see through somebody's eyes because your mirror on or inspired.
If you were enjoying singing the song, that's
Yeah, there was enjoyment, sure. Yeah.
I've heard the term color in the voice. And I think Mark has wonderful color in his voice. You added color.
Yeah.
The voice.
Now, do you think that I thought about colors? I think you blue, purple.
No, but I heard it.
What do you think of
Because
I was thinking purple hue. Do you think that I had a vision of the cliffs? Do you think
Yes,
I saw
yes.
the picture in my head?
the color was there because you were feeling emotional.
And I was seeing it. George?
I don't think you were in this one.
No. Definitely
You were, the second time you were somewhere.
Oh, yeah.
Even though I'm sitting behind you.
not. You were looking at my butt!
No!
I don't think I wanted to
I'm not that kind of person.
That's on tape!
Even though I was behind you, I had a sense when you were singing that song, both with the volumes and sort of the inflections of the words, but your body posture gave continuous forward motion with the song. And the best demonstration was when you sort of actually move forward.
Yeah.
With your hands, there's always forward motion with the song. So there's nothing dead about the song, it's alive.
So let's take that concept for a second. Do you think I was thinking about, I'm going to move here to emphasize this particular part of the song?
No. But there was a vast degree of modulation in your voice.
That's right.
Modulation in your voice.
Modulation.
It absolutely contrasts to what you did before.
Right.
Yeah.
So there was something else I wanted to grab, yeah.
What you did actually was two things I noticed barbershoppers individually cannot do. One was you had your hands up a lot. We can't do that.
Well,
The other was
that.
that you were using your own phraseology, and we can't do that either. Because it's completely
Have you
at the
ever
mercy
seen-
of the director.
Have you ever seen Lionsgate?
Yes.
How many of you have seen Lionsgate?
Oh, yeah.
Can any of you provide an idea around that concept? Have you seen that? Can anybody address that? It's a thought that the chorus cannot necessarily emote in that free way.
Oh, they sure can.
Or you can.
They do it
Yeah, it's,
wonderfully.
you are right in that a chorus at your level right now cannot do that.
Yeah.
But I would say, I would challenge that you can't do it. I would say that this is part of, that where that starts, it starts with energy. It starts with everyone on the risers coming into that spot. You had a glimpse of that tonight. You had a glimpse of it when you sang Hallelujah that time. You guys know what I'm talking about? Did you feel at moments that there was something that lifted underneath you and it kind of just picked you up a couple of feet? You know what I'm talking about in that? When you're in an A-level chorus, you're always there. You're lifted the entire time. It's like you never get kicked down and you're not sitting there thinking, I need to lift this phrase, I need to do this. It's almost like you have that running in the background and only 20% of your brain is there. And the rest of it is thinking story, hint here, remember to lift there, but story, and then do this thing, and then story, and you're just constantly in that place. And you do it pretty much within 3 weeks of learning music. You're there right away. It's a choice.
I also thought the same thing I did with Marcus singing. I sort of pictured you on the road, and it was a dusty road. I'm surprised that your shoes aren't all dusty. It was sort of like a dusty kind of a road.
Yeah, so you can see the story.
story.
Yeah, you can see the story when you go to yourself. So what we're going to take away from this is that when you are singing a package, and here's the last one I would add to that. The reason you were able to see those things is because you were in sync with my facial expressions. My facial expressions were authentic. Okay, there is a similar study that was done that showed that we can pick up on a very split second of somebody being unauthentic. They showed a person telling a lie. It was a story that had one small wrong piece inside of it, and then they asked the audience who was watching this, various people watching this video, was this person telling the truth or not? And they were able to correctly say, statistically significantly, that yes, indeed, they were telling a lie at this particular moment. And it's because and when they slowed down this video frame by frame, the moment that the person told the lie, their face contorted into this really nasty, yucky thing. And even though it's so fast that we don't see it, as it runs, something inside of us registers that. If for a second you don't believe your story that you were singing when you were singing the chorus, your audience will get it. And what they do is they immediately put a boundary up. They say, okay, it's nice, but now I'm not trusting you. And every time you do that, they get that much farther away. So what happened just now was that I went into a story, and I chose to stay there, and your mirror neurons fired, and farther I got into that story without letting you go, the more and more you fell in. I manipulated you excellently. That's the goal.
Well, that's dirty.
So, your assignment in the next 2 weeks is going to be to practice this, to go into a place maybe wherever it's private for you that feels comfortable, and take a song that you really, really like, whatever the song repertoire is that you really are passionate about. And I want you to sing it and notice the moment when you fall out of the story. If you're in the story, you should be able to see it as though there's nothing here.
Watching the mirror, you mean?
No, not even watching yourself. Just be in a room, and I want you to allow the room to fade away and to allow the story to take precedent. Okay? And when you lose that story in front of you, stop, figure out what happened, start again, and see how long you can make it happen. Okay? That's your goal. And that is time.
That's it. Thank you.